is the first time I'm going live from my device. So hopefully it's properly recorded and you can hear me and I won't have too many cars driving up. Well, as you know, today is the full moon. It's the first full moon of January, the wolf moon they call it. And so I thought I would come on. I wanted to this morning go and do a live meditation, but it just didn't work out. And this evening it's not going to work out either. So I thought I would just jump on here and just, share with you a few thoughts that came to me this morning during my morning walk. I actually saw the moon when I went out for my walk because it was early enough. And walks for me are an important or a good time for me to get download. Like I get a lot of ideas when I'm doing my morning walk. And so I decided I would share them with everyone today. So, how I've captioned this is solitude, listening, and inspired action. And I wanted to talk about all three of those things in this little chat that I want to have with you. In addition to the full moon, we're going to have Uranus moving into direct mode. Uranus is the planet of, let's see now, equality, truth, justice, independence. And so I can very well imagine that this year, those themes for the next 6 months are going to be just very dominant. We already see what's happening in the world, and why then the movement of the planets would therefore affect the intensity around things like our freedom, things like our independence, things like truth. We see a US election coming up this year as well. So lots and lots of things are happening. But we focus understanding and knowing that our thoughts, our words, and our inspired action can influence the outcomes. So let us be very, very, very intentional with our thoughts and our words and our actions. So as we end January 29th, 2024, I just wanted to reinforce a few things that I think will serve us as we're moving forward. The first thing I want to talk about is solitude, spending time alone. That doesn't come up on the agenda very often um, because we are such social creatures and we want to go out and we want to interact and we want to go out with our friends and so on. Some of us are married, some of us have a household with children. So solitude and spending time alone is very hard to come by. But I want to encourage everyone that listens to this video, take this as a sign that you should spend a little bit more time in solitude. Yeah? Nobody ever tells you to do that. But I highly recommend it. And hello to everyone joining. This is the first time doing a live, so I'm just realizing there's a way for people to communicate. So thank you for showing. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for joining me. But let me go back to the discussion. Solitude is very important. That's when you get downloads. Some people spend time alone in the morning during their morning meditations, and that's quite sufficient. Carving out an hour, 2 hours to pray, to meditate, to think, and to listen. It's very important. I even suggested to a friend of mine just earlier on today that she should carve out, if possible, 2 days to be on her own, just to be still, to be silent, to not be organizing something or looking at the watch to try to catch this or catch that, you know, heading to dinner at 5 or 6 or catching breakfast. Nothing. No obligations, no boundaries set by time, by schedules, or anything. We're all entitled to one of that. So I encourage everyone to just see how you can carve out that little time to spend alone, whether it's a day, a half a day, 2 days, 3 days. Just think about it. If you spend time alone, you're going to have a situation where you literally become the most concentrated, potent version of yourself, undiluted by anybody else's energy, their thoughts, their opinions, or their impositions. You see how powerful that could be? Yeah? So I encourage everyone to take a little time off to spend alone. And when I say alone, I don't mean, oh, you bring your husband or oh, you bring your best friend. That's not alone. Alone is alone by yourself. All right? So that's number one. Number two was, let's see, just watching and listening carefully. Watching everything that's going on around you, whether it's on social media, in your location, your locality, wherever you are in this world. Just be observant. Don't just be going through life willy-nilly, not knowing what's going on. You need to know what's happening. So you listen and you watch. Also, listen to everything that is being said to you by someone else. Even if it's a casual, random person having a conversation with you, pay attention to it and see how everything is connected to everything else. All right? Because I'm going somewhere with this. Okay? And then the third thing, so we said solitude is the first thing that we should pay attention to. The second thing being watching and listening to everything. And then the third thing, third and final, taking inspired action. Now, if you spend time alone and you're also take the time to watch and listen carefully, then you're going to be inspired to do things and to be somewhere and to be involved in something. Or you might be inspired to take an action. That's what we call inspired action. So you're not really listening, hearing anything from anybody per se, but you just feel and know that this is what needs to be done in this moment. Right? And I was just telling a friend about, inspired action, and she was like, inspired action? That sounds a little lazy to me. And I was like, how so? She says, it suggests that you're not participating. You're just getting up and doing something when you feel to do something. I said, no. But if you are very intentional about your time, what you spend thinking about, then you will understand that your actions are going to be based on what you think about a lot. And so it's going to serve everyone in the long run. And so, she made the point, and I think it was a very valid point, that when you pray, you don't just sit and wait for the prayer to be answered. You get up and you be a part of the answering of your prayer by taking action, which would be the equivalent of inspired action. All right? So those are my three little pieces of encouragement that I encourage everyone to take on board this year. Spending time alone, listening and watching very carefully everything that's going on around you. And then third, taking inspired action. All right. And so with that, I'm going to wrap up my message with a small, quick little micro meditation. And I'm seeing that we have people here from South Africa, from the US, from Jamaica. Glad to have you here. So we're going to literally do just a 2-minute guided meditation as we tap into the beautiful energy of the full moon. So just take a deep breath wherever you are and exhale. Breathe in through the nose and then exhale, long exhale. Let's close the eyes. Breathe in through the nose, hold, and exhale. Breathe in through the nose, long breath in, hold, and exhale. Breathe in through the nose, long breath in, hold, and exhale. And that's just us preparing ourselves to go into quiet meditation, even if it's just for a few moments. So, as we sit here in whatever part of the world that we are in, that we're joining from, let us understand and acknowledge that it is not random, it is by design. We here on this meditation in this moment, or the moment that you are watching it, we recognize that we form a beautiful grid, a light grid around the planet. All of us are little flames of light. And imagine little flames of light all over the world: South Africa, Jamaica, Atlanta, London, India, Europe. Imagine we're all little specks of light lighting up this planet. Then we are basically the light grid for this planet. So let us, now that we know this, behave accordingly and see how we can spread and expand our light so that it continues to shine. And every time we have a solar flare, our light is further activated so that our flame is bigger, our light body is bigger. So let's just, for a few moments, visualize ourselves as a little speck of light on this planet. And let's imagine that all over the world, we visualize other little specks of planet, of light all over the planet. So we see that if we were to look at almost every human as a little speck of light, then this whole planet would just be covered in light. So let's visualize that as we move deeper into 2024, that we will recognize that we are also included as elements of light on this planet called Earth. And with more and more people waking up, we can create a whole grid of light that holds everything together in spite of the wars that are shaping up, in spite of the natural disasters that are shaping up. There is going to be a small group of light workers, light bearers, that will be able to hold reality together in such a way that we can still enjoy our planet. And we still hold fast to our vision of heaven on earth. No matter how far-fetched that sounds, we can have and we can achieve and we will achieve heaven on earth in spite of what's going on. So let's keep our eyes closed for a few minutes and just breathe into the notion that we are the light. We are the light of the world. We are part of it. And with that knowledge, with that knowing, we just continue to go forth, shining our light so that truth will be seen, shining our light for people to be sovereign and free, shining our light so that people recognize that they can come together and they can stand against whatever kind of tyranny that might be brought into our spaces during the course of 2024. We acknowledge at this time the divine. We acknowledge our ancestors. We acknowledge all the light beings and all the angels. And we know and we affirm that our vision, our individual visions for 2024 will be achieved in a big, beautiful way and with effortless ease. All right. So we can open our eyes now and I can read your little notes. I'm seeing them. I don't know. As usual, I've misplaced my glasses so I can't read, but I'm hoping that some of the messages will stay in the comments section. Yes. Lorraine? Yes. Lorraine, I'm going to, when we finish with this live, still drop a note so that I will be able to reach out. All right. So thank you, everyone. Enjoy the day. Look forward to 2024 with gratitude and with optimism and with all the love because 2024 is going to be intense. But we are the ones who have control over how we choose to perceive the experience, the intensity. All right. So I'm signing out now. Now, if I can only figure out how to end the live. I think to end the live would be to press this button here. Let's see if it tells me. Um, um, guys, can you imagine? I haven't figured out how to end a live. So we're gonna be here for a little while until I figure out how to end this live. Yes. Guys, okay, someone is saying that their energy felt low and they did not like it. Well, it's a full moon, so different people will respond in different ways to the energy of the full moon, you know? So just don't fight your emotions, don't fight your feelings, just embrace, acknowledge their presence, and see what you can do to raise the vibration. My go to if I don't feel great is to maybe take a walk. The other thing that I sometimes do, I will just find a nice uplifting frequency, hemispheric synchronization frequency on YouTube, right? Or some subliminal meditations that will help to change the neural pathways because sometimes we can, if we don't feel well, it can be energetic, or we don't feel great, it can be energetic where we're not feeling well in our body, in our mind. You can always at any time send a different signal to your brain. All right, so you can use a frequency to help to elevate your mood or get you out of this sadness or whatever emotion you're feeling. You know, type in frequency for joy, frequency for happiness, frequency for depression, just to help to raise your brain waves, you know? So, yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to still see how I can close off this live. I don't see anything. Can you guys tell me how to end a live? Oh boy. This is embarrassing. You guys? All right. There must be something here that tells me how to end it, right? I'm glad that you're feeling better, you guys. Just keep it up. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to share. Um, okay, you guys, you need to tell me. Does anybody on here know how to end a YouTube live? Because you guys need to tell me, or else this live is going to go on forever. I see a little button here. I see an X up here. Okay, I'm going to try the X. So, signing out.